So anyway, I'm talking to my cousin, to my nephew Benny, and I'm like, just really feeling him and like, oh, we got to step up this work. Like, this is for real. And so that was one of many things where it was like, what does it look like to step up solidarity work right now? As somebody, especially from the Asian position, which a lot of us, as we know, is a political identity that was created in the 1970s as a way to lump together hundreds of people because they couldn't tell us fucking apart, didn't take the time to. Sorry. But what does it mean to really leverage that identity to do this work? And so a couple of folks, actually Quinton's homie and my homegirl Ellen, who's with MG, she and I basically just called together like folks who we knew weren't showing up at those night marches with the white kids running around Oakland, which is super important, that kept it up in the news for sure. But people were like, I want to roll. I want to roll in strategic ways. I want to roll with my folks with who have shared analysis, that kind of thing. And so it literally started with like an invitation of 20 people into a room, and we started actually telling those personal stories of why everybody felt connected. And it came together, and then at the next meetings, those 20 people were then asked to invite one circle out, and the first meeting of Asians for Black Lives before it was called that was about 75 people. Just like a random touch calls. And in the middle of the formation of that group was the shutdown OPD action. And we actually made our principles and protocols after that action. So if I could do a screen share, I'm going to try this. Y'all tell me if this works. Okay, I'm going to do a screen share. Okay, I'm screen sharing right now. So y'all see this right here? Somebody just let me know. Do you see the Asians for Black Lives WordPress? All right, cool. So we have this, and this is like the website, which, by the way, was a crazy decision-making process to even have a website. We started off here at the OPD shutdown, and these are all storifys we used to capture like the actions that we did. And we basically got the OPD action together, I believe, in about, I think, from start to finish, when people first got asked, it was about, I think, 7.5 days. So shutdown OPD was really awesome in the sense that people were really banking on trust and transparency. I think some of the stuff that y'all read in my reflections. And then from that, people were really, decision-making is actually still pretty raw right now. It's basically people voting with their feet. So you have here Asians for Black Lives. Right after that, the other big thing that happened was Third World for Black Power and the federal building shut down during the Reclaim MLK weekend. And then if I switch over here, you can see all the other, this is all the other stuff where we may not necessarily have been in the lead. Actually, the Chinese New Year Parade one was we were in the lead. But these other ones, Justice for Alex Nieto, Justice for Yvette, Public Land for Public Good, these were all ones where people basically were like getting asked by other groups. Justice for Yvette and Public Land for Public Good were in particular Black leadership asking for solidarity work, and Justice for Alex Nieto was a long-term Latino campaign in San Francisco that asked for support as well. So I just wanted to go over that and show you that like there was a lot where folks were trying to put these principles into action, and these principles were done over about 4 days, and everybody was agreed that we didn't want to just be another organization, that the vehicle we were trying to do right now, let me stop the screen share, the vehicle that we were trying to make in this moment was really something that could move really quickly, that could facilitate people's energy into the things that they wanted to do. And so that's when we came up with some of the principles and protocols that you saw there. Some of the things that I guess I just want to pull out are, one was around centering Black leadership. The second that I think has been most important is really acknowledging the diversity within our own communities, and that we were really trying to leverage from a place of knowing where we're positioned right now in white supremacy, that there is power in stating where we are right now and how that's being used as a way to call out the full system. But then I can talk about how that has limitations as well. The other thing I wanted to point out from the principles and protocols is there's a lot in there around that we want to make the connections the frame we really went with to shut down OPD, which I think is actually still the most useful frame, is how to end the war on Black people. And we were making a connection with state violence that was happening in kind of U.S. imperialist forces overseas that have forced the displacement of our own people to the United States, only to be confronted with a war that we see on Black people. And that there is solidarity you can make and connections you can make on that, but also we are treated very differently in a white supremacist system. And so we wanted to call out both that solidarity and that difference. The other thing that I will call out finally from these protocols at the bottom is we wanted to both answer and be able to respond to Black leadership and be accountable to our Black leaders locally and nationally as possible. We wanted to then also balance that out with organizing our own people. And then finally, there was this thing at the end, this line that I really love at the end that we are really learning right now, which is that we will not wait to be perfect because we believe the time is now, and we would rather be held accountable for our mistakes than forgiven for our inaction. And so we like that as the closing has really captured what we've been trying to do, and we've been learning in real time.